Welcome back. Okay, we're back. Hopefully with a little better connection. Okay, we're back. Welcome back. Hopefully we got a much better connection going on. At least I hope so. Yeah, we're back. It took a little bit for the router to restart, though. That was a little longer than I thought. But, yeah. Kind of crazy. And here we go. We're going to try it again. What's up, Uncle Skin? How are you? What's up, Tori? How are you doing? How you doing, Red Squeak? How's the physical therapy rolling? All right, let's see if we do any better here. Taki, I'm glad you returned. Doing pretty good, Uncle Skin? Awesome. Like hearing that, my friend. We have to figure out how to get your piece done. I have another channel we could do it on. Oh, you're going to an orthopedic. Well, I hope you get some good news on that at least. Dragonfly's here. Welcome in, Dragonfly. Yeah, hopefully the connection's a lot better. But we were definitely throttled a little. Getting settled in, studio up and running. That's good news. That's always hard. I hate moving. Guy going for the MRI. Yeah, I don't like those either. Is that the one where they put you in the damn tube? Like the washing machine sound effects? I hate that thing. Yeah, I do not like that thing. I hate that. I really hate it. Because I don't fit very well. My shoulders hit the side of the damn thing. I feel like I'm stuck in a cave. Globulous. Thank you. Appreciate that. How are you doing tonight? When do I think Etza? Well, I'm thinking that the zero should be up in the next day or two. Not very long off. I got to make one or two more, which I'm going to do one tonight. After I do this one, we're going to make a zero. And it should give me a good idea on time. But the thing with the zero is this white glass that I'm using for it is one of the most expensive colors I have. So I'm trying to keep it affordable, but it's expensive. Do I do spikes? What do you mean spikes? What are, can you describe what you're talking about with spikes? I look like a supervillain? Actually, I'll take it. I'll take a supervillain. I'm good with supervillain. I just don't know what my supervillain name would be. Thank you, Taki, for the heart me. Oh, for a dab rig. No, I don't do anything with dab rigs. I'm going to preference that by saying I don't have a problem with the industry. Okay, I'm not one of those people. It's just I don't do anything with it. But I don't have a problem with the industry. Occasionally I make a few custom pieces, like Uncle Skin's going to get a custom piece, but I don't do a whole lot. Ooh, that's bad. I have an Etsy store and I have a TikTok shop. And we have websites. Taki, thank you so much for all the gifts. I appreciate it. Right now, I'm just going to make a quick snowman head. I like this guy. We're going to make a quick one of these. Except I'm going to throw some uranium on there. I don't even know where to put this right now. Just going to put it right next to 0. We're going to do this real quick. I had to shut down and restart my whole thing. My whole router and crap. I use T-Mobile 5G internet, and it was off. It wasn't working 100%. I had to restart everything. All right. Got the hole in there. So that is so this piece can breathe while I'm doing it. Starry Night Glass. Jackie. Starry Night Glass, like the Van Gogh painting. Everything that you'll find with my stuff is referred to Starry Night Glass. I love the painting Starry Night. There actually is a thermal camera. You guys want to see it on YouTube? I can show you thermal for just a minute. If you want me to go thermal. Thank you, Taki. Thank you for all the gifts. I appreciate it. All right. All right, everybody's got to bear with me for a moment. Okay. Click on that. And engage. Why are you not working? That is not good. There should be a thermal filter here. Okay, let's try it this way. There we go. I can only run this for a minute, though. Then we're going to go back. There we go. The thermal's only on YouTube, yeah. We're going to go wild on this one. I'm going to do a really one-off snowman head. We're going to use uranium glass. Thank you, JoJo. Yeah, thermal was fun for just a minute, but I wouldn't leave it on. What's the difference between working with glow-in-the-dark and normal? Ooh, glow-in-the-dark glass requires you to be a little bit faster. It is right on the cusp of being 33 coefficiency. It's right on the cusp of being borosilicate. I mean, it's on the edge. So if you don't work it fast enough, it will tend to want to crack. So you got to be quick with it, or you have to make a part of it and then garage it for a little while, make part of it, garage it, make part of it, garage it. That's the only real difference. What's the biggest, heaviest thing I've made? I have a chandelier that is in my house. So the chandelier that's behind me above my head, the one in my house is about 3 times as big, 3 times bigger. And that's out of blown glass. And then solid, I have a 4-foot sword, kind of like a medieval sword looking thing. No bongs. Sorry. I don't have a problem with the industry, just not doing it. There are so many people making that right now, you don't need one from me. The market's flooded. Yeah, we definitely do commissions. So I'll show you a mini, if you want to see the little mini sword, I'll bring that out in about, as soon as I finish this. Just type 1 in the chat if you want to see the mini sword. Type 2 in the chat if you want to see both, the big and the small. I'll bring the 4-foot sword out and the mini sword. So if you want to see both and you have time, type 2. I don't want to, force people to see it if you don't want to see it. Okay. Yeah, we got enough people. That's cool. Yeah, I can bring both out. They're both nearby. So it's not a problem. All right, this snowman head's going to be top notch here because it has the uranium hat. Okay, where did I put my flattener? Holy crap. Did I move it? There it is. So this snowman will be glowing in the hat. We're doing a few one-offs tonight. The swords, each one took 2 days. So first thing I did was make the hilt, the handle, and the blade separately. And I let them cool down before assembling them. So I let them cool down. The next day I grabbed the parts, looked at them, made sure they lined up and they were appropriately sized. And then I reheated it back up and assembled them. So the reason I did that is if, let's say the handle was too big, the hilt was too big for the blade, I could fix it before assembling it. Because once you assemble, then you're kind of stuck with it. So I needed to make sure I had it all lined up. All right, so there's a little nose. Again, that's the uranium hat. So this thing is going to glow like crazy. Let's go. I'm going to put some eyeballs on here. I just melted his nose a little bit back into place. There we are. Little happy mouth. I was going to do a scary snowman, but decided to do the uranium one temporarily. Let's put a hook on it and call this guy done. And then we'll bring the swords out so you can see them. I'm thinking it would be kind of cool to do one in a project. Probably spend a couple days putting them together. I wouldn't try and do it all in one day, but it might be fun to build 1 or 2 more swords and assemble them. Kind of got the itch, but I got a lot of projects I want to do, so not sure that would be beneficial at the moment. Yeah, let's get that smoothed out. So again, this one's going to be the wild one. This has the uranium hat. It'll look very, very bright green when it cools off. So there's the little guy here. It'll definitely be insanely green. Get over there. Keeps wanting to roll off me. What's up, Lucky Lex? Okay, so I'll bring out the little one. This is the small little dagger style sword. I always show this thing. I think people get sick of seeing it, but I've got to remember not everybody has seen it. So that is the small version. And I kind of created this one to have a shiny side right here and then a matte side. And that way you can hang it on a wall and you could have it either matte or shiny. Park that one there. I'm going to grab the other one. No, that one's not heavy. The next one I'm going to grab is heavy. So we have to sit way back here to get it into the picture. I don't even know if it fits in all the way back here. But this is it here. This one's heavy. This one has a lot of weight to it. I can bring in the hilt like that. And then the only part that's hollow is this part right here is hollow. So this little ball is hollow. The rest of it's all solid. But yeah, it's hard to fit this thing in the picture. I used to have it hanging up in the back wall, but TikTok made me take it down. Said it was a weapon. So I could have it up. So I need to figure out how to put it back up. Collected knives, yeah. So once I figure out how to put them up there, maybe I can figure it out, how to put it up there, you know, non-functional. It'll be okay. You know, not a weapon. Not a weapon. Do I have a store? Yeah, I have a website and a couple different locations here. Yeah, I don't have any daggers or swords for sale right now. It's just one of those things that I made that I really like, and I know, Marsha. Ask TikTok that. They made me take it down. I'm just assembling this real quick, and that way I could reuse this. All right, so we're gonna go for another 0. I'm gonna make another one. I'm gonna try and time myself on it this time, and see if I can see how long it takes me, and then I'll have an idea of how to price it. What's up, Tess? You sure may speak your mind, of course. As long as it doesn't involve attacking kids and religion or politics. I don't do religion, politics, or attacking kids. That's my boundary. This is a fun channel. And neither one of those things, attacking them, is fun. And then someone asked if they could see this. This is the last time I'll show it at the moment. This is the uranium candy cane. So we got the candy cane. It's all uranium. I'll just hang it right here for the moment. There. Now you can see it all lights up with the uranium glass. And this was the golden uranium version. In fact, I'll just move it way off the picture somewhere. Let's put it here. All right, so we're going to make a 0. Let's do it. We're set there. And we're set there. And we got you. So I'm going to try and roughly time it, how long it takes. We are definitely making stuff out of glass. We're going to make 0 again right now. So we're going to attempt it. I'm going to try and time it so I can get a good idea of what to price it at. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Yeah, Kevin's awesome. Kevin's book is amazing. All right, there we go. All right, so we are going for 0 right now. Oh, no, I don't want to use that one for that. There we go. Yeah, I have a lot of people wanting 0. I just don't know what to price it at, because this glass is super expensive. Place an order for chicken and broccoli wonton soup for delivery? Sure. You sure can. I have no problem. Order wherever you want, wherever you want. All right, so we're going to start with the head first. That's the way I have been making it, and it's been working out. So we're going to start making the head, and after that, we'll make the body, and then we'll do a full assembly. Thank you, Marcia. What becomes of the scrap glass? Oh, that's a good question. So I can turn it into something called frit, F-R-I-T, which is ground up glass about the size of sea salt, and reuse it that way, where it creates Red Squeak. Oh my god, what the heck is that? Magic prop. Thank you, Red Squeak. Sorry, I just got an awesome gift on TikTok. Thank you, Red Squeak. Anyway, I lost my train of thought now because that gift was so amazing. Forgot where we were. Completely forgot where we were. All right, let's pull this down. Almost there. A little bit more. Oh, Kevin's book. Can I make a snowman with cremains? Yes, we can definitely do that. Anything I make, we can add the cremains into. All right, let's get this thing nailed out here. Almost looks like a genie lamp. That's what it's looking like. Like one of those Aladdin lamps. At least I think it does. How did I get the white dots, snowflakes on the snowman? Oh, that's what I was explaining. That's what I was explaining with frit. So this is frit. Okay, it is ground up glass that is formed into like sea salt size. And that is what I was talking about earlier that I recycle. Is frit. Thank you for asking that. That actually got me back on track. So yeah, we recycle a lot of glass. I also take my glass scraps, and I have a couple of people I send them to that reuse it in their art. They repurpose it for like different art forms. I think that's kind of cool. Get the head a little bit thicker right here. So I send the scrap to them, and they repurpose it into their art, creating textures, and I like repurposing as much as possible. I think it's nice being able to do that. All right, let me get this a little bit melted in here. I added a little bit to it, so I want to blend it in a tiny bit more. We're making Zero down here, the little Zero dog. Okay, I have... See, technically, I could get it done from here, but see that little gap right here? I don't like that. What was my biggest project size-wise? Chandelier for sure, blown glass, and then my biggest project solid-wise was the sword that I had just brought out earlier. The sword is 49 inches, just a hair over 4 feet. But just biggest isn't necessarily the best. The hardest thing to do is small, super tiny. That's like the hardest. Tiny is difficult. Yep, we are in Washington. Or as some people say, Washington. All right, first things first, we got to give it a little flat spot to make the mouth for our zero. We're going to heat it up here and use this tool here and just kind of park it like that. So now we got a little flat spot right there, and that will be the upper part of the mouth. We're going to park it in the kiln. And I think everybody on YouTube missed my guy here. So when I was talking about making the first project I had ever done when I was 8, that was it. That's what I was saying. It looked very much like sperm. I was trying to make snakes and stuff, but that's pretty much how it looked. So it's a self-portrait when I was really, really, really young. Look at your name? Why? What's up, Shelps? Okay. No, Washington State. Yeah, I don't even want to be anywhere near DC. No, I don't do any dab rigs. The market's flooded. Just no need for me to add to it. Yeah, I just don't see any purpose in me trying to do that. All right, so we're going to flatten this. This will be the bottom part of the mouth. There we go. Like this, and we're just going to take it and pull it forward. Is it hard to get uranium glass? No, it's not. Not hard at all. Just have to have money because it's freaking expensive. It's one of the most expensive colors I have. That and this particular white. All right, this is the bottom of Zero's mouth. Yeah, this white is incredibly expensive. I mean, I'm sure it costs them a lot of money to make it, but man, I wish it was just a little bit cheaper. A little bit cheaper would be really, really good. All right, we're going to grab this. We're going to park it on the bottom. Going to close it up a little bit, but I don't want to collapse it. Okay, we're going to smooth all that out. blend it all in. We're set up, and then we're just going to burn it off here. So there's the mouth section down here. So like that. We're going to make the 2 ears next, and then we'll fuse those on, add the eyeballs. I'll put the pumpkin on at the very end. What's that? Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on chat. Expensive, yeah. It's just, yeah, this glass is incredibly expensive. I wish it wasn't, but it is. I need 2 punty rods. Hold on. I'm gonna need these right away. Park that there. Come to this side. Same thing. That way up there, out of the way. All right, so we got to do the ears for 0. Diners, drive-ins, and dives. Yeah. Not here. The only thing I make is peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's about my claim to fame on food. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Is Uranian glass the most expensive? Nope. It's not the most expensive, but it's pretty close. It runs roughly $150 a pound. All right, so we make a little flat disc. How do I not bump that or shake or any? I do bump and shake. Mr. Stachio, how do you get into this? There are a couple different sites that you could use for reference. It'll fill a lot of information out, but before you ever get started, I always recommend that you do what I call a glass experience. Meaning you do a little 2.5 hour experience with a glassblower that knows what they're doing. And see if you like being around the flame. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people buy all the equipment and then fire their torch up and decide they don't like fire. They're like, oh, sounded like a good idea at the time. And then they get started and they're like, oh, I don't like this. So definitely take an experience. I'm trying to put together a list of people that are in the nation, or at least in the US, that are willing to do those type of things. I mean, you can't, it's not free, it'll cost you money, but it's better to do it that way. Run at $150 per hour? Per dollar. I'm confused about that. How much propane do you go through? Oh, let's play a game. I know a lot of people know this answer. Type in the chat how much propane you actually think I go through a day. 6-hour day. Go ahead and type it in the chat. How much propane do you think I go through? And we'll look chat over and I'll tell you how close you are. 7 gallons, 50 pounds. This is a 6-hour day. 6-hour day. So remember, a barbecue tank is about 5 gallons. Actually, if you didn't know it, they never fill it up to 5 gallons. They say it's 5 gallons, but they only fill it to 4.5. They never fill it to 5. I think that's a damn ripoff. Less than a quarter, 8 gallons, 40 pounds. 1.5 gallons a day is my average. I average about 1.5 gallons a day. All right, we're going to park that in there. That is my average. Now, oxygen is a whole different story. Oxygen is 10 times that. So it's a 10-to-1 ratio, oxygen to propane. So your standard like 5-foot welding tank, I'll kill in about 4 hours, 4 to 6 hours. So tons of oxygen, not so much propane. Yeah, that's the whole key. Oxygen is your big money consumer. Do I make glass earrings? Yes, I can make glass earrings. In fact, I just finished some candy cane earrings not too long ago. All right, we're going to take this out and we're going to flatten it. So yeah, propane's not the big expense. It is the oxygen. Am I still timing? Yes. I know that my timing is going to be a little bit slow right now, but that's because I'm chatting and showing everything as I'm making it. If I'm in full production mode where I'm not live streaming, I'll speed up I'll go twice as fast with it. But I like showing you the process while I'm making it instead of just like hunkered down looking at it and not explaining what the heck I'm doing. I think it's really nice to be able to talk to someone and let them know how much do I sell what for. I don't know about the zero yet, if you're asking about that. I am currently working on zero. Right now I'm just working on the ears for it. Ball! I'm going to say it, ball rash. Thank you. I deliver propane and understand your frustration, but for safety reasons, if the temp reaches too high, the tank will explode. No, I'm saying I have no problem with the 4.5 gallons. You're absolutely correct. I agree with you. I just wish they would disclose that it's 4.5 and not true 5. That's all I was saying. I don't think anybody would be pissed off knowing it. I just think they should say that it's 4.5, not a true 5. That's all. But yeah, you're absolutely correct. You don't want to overfill. I've seen people overfill that. Why don't I use map gas? Because propane is much easier to get. It's much more accessible. Now, acetylene you could use. It's hot enough, but it is a dirty gas. All right, here we go. So we got the head. We're starting here. And we're going to add the ears on real quick. I'm going to bring it down just a little. I'm still getting used to the shape. I'm not 100% used to it yet. And being dyslexic, I tend to put stuff on backwards at times. So I got to be really, really careful. Last night I put one of the ears on backwards, and I had to take it off and put it back on. Which is the only reason why I'm mentioning it. Okay, we got to blend that in really, really well. Reshape it just a little. Oh yes, I did make the chandelier. Except that was done on different equipment. But thank you for asking. Thank you for asking, Ball Rush. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was done with the big furnace type of glass, not this type. I wouldn't be able to do that out of this size or with this. I'm gonna take this off here. It'd be really difficult to do it that way. All right, we got to put the eyeballs on. Give me a minute here, just 1 second. I just have to focus for just 1 minute. Adding the little eyeballs definitely make a difference there. So there's the head. We got it. The very last thing I'll add is the little pumpkin nose. But this is the head. We're all done with that. Now we're going to make the body. The body is the interesting part. That has to get done in a really unusual way. Thank you. Yeah, I am using borosilicate. No, the glass is talented. I just help it along. Thank you. Christy, are you taking off? Have a good night, Christy. Thank you for always being there. I appreciate you, Christy. A lot of work on the dog? Yeah, the dog does take a lot of work. Okay, there we are. Rockhounding PNW, how are ya? Pacific Northwest. Fellow Bigfoot hunter, hopefully. Can you can melt borosilicate with propane, but only with you have to have oxygen, yeah. You can kind of melt borosilicate with propane, but not well. It'll bend, but you won't actually melt it. So I used to make custom computers with custom water loops in them. So if you've ever seen a computer with a custom water loop, you know, with the tubing running throughout it, I used to make all the tubing out of glass. And I would use propane only to do the tube bends. So that's where that came into play. But yeah, you would want to use a very, very light flame. What's up, Asian Silk Prince? How are ya? Jennifer, thank you for sharing. Divide by Zero, thank you. But yeah, so the custom loops with the tubing and the water cooling, I would do all the bends with pretty much just propane because I didn't want to collapse the tubing. Yeah, they were pretty, I did some pretty neat builds with it. Maybe I'll post some shorts, I can do some of my builds. If you go to a company called Fractal Design, they make computer cases. You'll see one of my builds on there. Fractal had featured one of the builds, and I think it's called Subaquatica. But it's on Fractal Design's website. All right, so right now I'm building the body for Zero here. It took me a minute to figure out how to do this one. How much would it cost to buy and send the Zero? So I don't know yet right now, Balresh. That's why I'm kind of doing this next one. I have to price it. So I'm kind of timing myself. They take a long time, but the big factor is how much this glass is. This particular white is $150 a pound. So it's expensive. Yeah, I know. Guy Fieri looks just like me. I keep saying that. The only difference is I don't have any tattoos, jewelry, an orange Camaro, or his bank account. I'll take his bank account. I'm nowhere close to that. Hey, Christina, what's happening? All right. So I still have to keep pushing this together a little bit. I got a little bit left to do. So the body on this gets done in a really cool way. I got to change my flame. It's not acting right. There we go. Had to add a little heat to it. I have seen the glass place in Seattle. Yeah. I'm very close to the Seattle location. Songs sound familiar? They are from Harris Heller, StreamBeats. Thank you, Tess. Yeah, StreamBeats is the music with Harris Heller. Copyright free. So, that's what it is. I don't do Prince Rupert's drops. And the reason I don't do Prince Rupert's drops is I find them to be a little dangerous for people. Glassblowing at Tacoma Glass Studio? Yeah. All right, a little bit more, and I should be ready to do the rest of Zero's body here. Hold on, I've been jabbing. Let me focus for just a minute, get this all built. And I should have enough right here. So we should be good there. So this is the starting point of how I do the body. If I was going to start today doing this as a career or a hobby, first thing I would do, again, before I ever got started, I would do a glass experience. Find a glass blower that is in your area that's willing to give you a couple hours of their time for a couple $100 or something. And just kind of play around with the glass. Make sure you like being around fire, flame. You like how it feels. Once you do that, then you're going to buy your equipment, which is going to be roughly $2,500 to $3,000 to get started. And then from there, learn some basics. We're making Zero. And then once you learn the basics, then you start taking courses along the direction that you want to go. Do you want to do blown glass? Do you want to do marbles? Do you want to do beads? Do you want to do 420 stuff? And find someone in that area. Hey, Lucky Lex, can you send me a message, Lucky Lex? I tried finding you to add you as a mod, and I could not find you on here. Thank you. So yeah, I need to do that. All right, so let's create the body. So this is kind of what it looks like in the beginning. We're going to use a regular pair of needle nose pliers here. And we're going to come through and we're just going to start smashing. Like that. So it creates a little bit of a flower design like that. Now again, we're doing the body. So we're going to start transforming that right now. Kind of weird how that happens, right? Yeah, if you run into any questions or problems with wanting to learn about doing glassblowing, definitely hit me up. I have no problem helping people get started. The best recommendation I can possibly tell you though is do not buy a glassblowing kit. So you'll see some people out there that have like starter sets. Don't buy it. Don't buy that. It's garbage. There's usually a good torch in there and a couple good tools, but a lot of times they put together a lot of tools in there that you'll never need. One. And number two, they're putting tools in there they can't sell. So they put it as a kit to try and get rid of items they can't sell because nobody wants them. So never buy a kit. Buy it all independently. And if you have trouble with that, I'm always available to message. I would hate to see you buy all the wrong stuff. So if you have trouble or if you're looking to buy stuff or you want to get started, I have no problem helping you out because I would hate to see you buy the wrong things. What a salty way to get started in the industry, right? Buy all the wrong crap and have people screw you over right in the beginning before you got started. You just get my setup? Yeah. Have a pretty good limit on your credit card. I would never recommend this torch for someone just starting out. This is way too much. You wouldn't need it for a while. So the first torch I would start with is what this flame is right here. This particular torch with this flame would be called the Lynx. And it's a smaller torch, but it has a lot of power to it. And you can do a lot with it. And then after that, you get the next stage, which would be this one here. This is called the Phantom. So you could upgrade to this. And this would last you a long time, honestly. You wouldn't need much more than that. My vision is perfectly fine because I have a filter. I can only do this for a second. So there we are. So you can see that filter. That's what my glasses are doing. All right, so we got to take this right in the front here. Oh, thank you, Taki. And we're going to cut it. So we're going to slice it right down the middle. That's how I make the little legs. So we're going to cut that with some scissors. Or glass shears, as they like to say. Don't call them scissors, they're shears. They're scissors. So now we just sliced it. You can see right there, created two little separate halves. And we're going to stretch it out and pull it into the legs. You ever seen those ASMR videos where they're cutting glass? That was the real deal right there. That was the real deal. So we're just going to take this and stretch it out. Like that. So that's the difference between stretching it and not stretching it. You can see we just kind of gently pull it. Be careful, mercury vapor. I have no mercury to worry about. The only vapor I have to worry about is if my dog Fritz comes in here and lets it loose. He has some bad gas lately. I mean, he is choking me out. I don't know what the hell he ate, but it is bad. If he came in here and farted, I would have to leave. I'd be scared the flame would blow up. He's been really bad lately. All right, so now we got the two legs down there. So this is the body. We're going to add the red for the collar. So red is another interesting color. It will go completely transparent when I go to use it and eventually come back to red. I don't feed him human food. I bought him Fresh Pet. So this is the red. So I'm using Fresh Pet, that service that comes out with real food. But whatever they recently sent him is not working. I sent them a message and I said, I don't know what the last batch was, but don't do it again. All right, so we're going to add the red in. This is for the collar. But I know the Fresh Pet's expensive, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper than the vet bill from feeding him crappy food. All right, so now we have a little ball at the end right there. We're going to take it and we're going to flatten it out. It's going to simulate a collar. Like that. But remember I was saying the red was going to go transparent, and there it is, completely transparent. So we're going to stick the head on, and we should be good. Now I'm going to angle it up like I did the last one because I like that look a lot better. Much, much better. I'm going to cut the nose down a little. It's too big. I know it's supposed to be exaggerated, but that's way too much. Cut it down just a little. There we are. Then put the little pumpkin on it. There we go. Wrap that around. I can't get too detailed on the pumpkin because it's so tiny. I wish I could keep it glowing like that too. I wish that glow would stay. All right, 1 second. I got to do my puzzle piece on TikTok. I can't believe they actually have me doing this. There we go. All right. Yeah, on TikTok, after an hour, they make you do this CAPTCHA thing. Is my dog allergic to anything? Yes, he actually is. I don't know what he's allergic to, but he has allergy meds. 0 from the corpse, right? That is 0 from Nightmare Before Christmas. A gas, we're using oxygen and propane. 34 minutes. Thank you, Kate. So So if I wasn't talking, it'd probably be in the 20 minute range. Yeah, it'd be about 20 minutes. So that's kind of how I'll time it, 3 an hour. All right, I got to do one more snowman. We got to put a red hat on it, though. I got to put a red hat on. Have I ever considered going on the show Blown Away? No. I probably wouldn't like it. Can I make the ghost hold a heart? Probably. Yeah, I wouldn't like going on Blown Away. Thank you, Lucky Lex. I was hoping you'd catch that one pretty quick. And the reason I don't like the idea for the show is they give you that 2-hour time frame, and I don't like that. Yeah, they'd be like, you have to do this in 2 hours. I'd be like, I'm out of here. Kind of run at my own pace. Now, if it was kind of more like Forged in Fire, where you have a time frame, but it's only like a little part, I'd be more down for that. That's kind of what I would do for there. Thank you, Lucky Lex. All right, so we're rolling it into this stuff called frit, F-R-I-T, and it's basically powdered up glass. What do I use for the torch? You mean the gas or the torch itself? Yeah, I said, I don't like that rush, hurry up and get it done. Yeah, propane and oxygen. You could use acetylene. It's hot enough, but it has carbon in it, so it would shoot little carbon bits into your glass and create little speckles. How do I do the glow-in-the-dark glass? I just put it inside. What's the purpose of the box thing I put the new stuff in? Oh, good question. So that is an oven or a kiln, and the purpose of it is to let the glass soak at 1100 degrees Fahrenheit, and it takes all the stress out. So when it starts to cool off, the whole thing cools at the same pace, as opposed to finishing it, putting it on a bench. Like when I get done with the snowman, the bottom and the top are going to be really hot, and in the middle, it's going to be cooler. If I left it sit out, it would cool at different rates, and it would create stress in between those pieces. And it would eventually crack. It may not crack for a week, it may not crack for 10 years, but it would crack. So it's basically tempering or annealing. Map gas would be a little bit hotter, but not something I would use. Yeah, it just makes it so it's super strong. Like this ball right now, everything is the same temperature, so you could, and it's not going to break. But if I heated the bottom of it and let it sit and cool at different rates, it has the possibility. No, I don't make those. I don't have a problem with the industry, but I just don't do them. Why not MAP? I've never used MAP. I have no need to. Propane is so much easier to get. Propane's way more accessible. Thinking of Ola's Christmas ornament and a Zero Halloween direction for my daughter. What's an Olaf? Is that the... I'm trying to remember if that is the character on Nightmare Before Christmas 2. Is that the one that we're talking about? Carter, please, thank you. Have a good day. Can you make something and send it to me? Possibly. Someday. Yeah, Olaf is from Frozen. Okay. I would have to take a look at what Olaf looks like. I don't have a recollection in my head. I'm gonna probably get roasted, but I've never seen Frozen. Thank you, Taki. Well, I'm glad you are. You're welcome here anytime, Taki. You've actually been a pleasure to have in here. You are welcome anytime into our group. All right, so we're going to take it here and we're going to burn it off. What's the biggest thing I've made? Chandelier, blown glass. The one behind me is a good size, but the one in my house is about 3 times bigger. It's a one-off, and it is done in tropical colors. So I have blue, green, turquoise colors for the one in the house. And then solid, I made a 4-foot sword. I could probably bring that back out if you guys want to see it. Carter Plays, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You have no idea. I really do. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so what's my favorite movie? I have a couple favorites. I know this is like a secret question, but you guys won't get that because I use totally different things for that. But I love Pulp Fiction. I've always liked Pulp Fiction. Okay, so we got this. That's like one of my favorite movies. Forbidden Planet is also one of my favorite movies from like the 50s or 60s. I love Forbidden Planet. It's such a cool freaking movie. Thank you for the subs, by the way. What other movies do I like? Don't take it the wrong way, but I love the original A Star Is Born with Chris Christopherson. I thought that was a freaking cool ass movie, how he got into that character. I like a lot of different movies. My movie collection's probably a little weird. Yeah, my movie collection's probably a little weird. Papillon. Oh, Papillon was good. Yeah, I definitely like that. And who doesn't like Bullet? I love the movie Bullet. Okay, so we're doing the Red Hat right now. Favorite song? I don't really have super favorite song. Kevin's Book, how are you? Thank you for the shout out, Kevin. Kevin's Book with the shout out. So Kevin's Book is one of my favorite people on TikTok and on the planet now. He wrote a book based on his interactions as an agent for Homeland Security, combating crimes against children, underage children. And he is a freaking hero for doing that. I couldn't imagine doing that job because the things that you would have to see would absolutely create nightmares. You know, I can't stand kids getting abused. Cannot stand it. Does my face get dry from constant? No, I use sunblock every day. I always use sunblock. Always wear sunblock. All right, see how the red went clear? It looks completely transparent right now. That's the tricky part about red. It goes completely transparent. It will come back to red later. Yeah, the book is called Hunter of the Damned. Yes. And I would highly recommend that you read it. There are some tough things to read in there. He does have some photos. Nothing that you couldn't post, but just he's an amazing person, and you know the things that he must have seen I could not have done very comfortably. We're making a little snowman head. So anyways, enough about that. we're making a little snowman head ornament. I'm doing it out of the red because we don't have any red on me. I have 0 red in stock right now. Yeah, I can't stand that. Oh, thank you for the subscription. Appreciate that. So see, it's kind of starting to get a little bit red in there, right there. The red's starting to come into play. Now, as I start making more and more of this, you're going to see more red come into play. It's going to start appearing. It won't go fully red, but at least you'll get an idea that it's coming back. And it's the one color that I always tell people, if you're going to have red in your colors, got to make sure you do it last. Because of it going transparent, while you're making your item, you will lose track of it. Right there. Got to make sure I put the carrot nose just right. If you've ever wanted to see what this is like spinning the glass, I was talking about it last night. So spinning molten glass. I remembered back in the day before glass was super accessible, you used to have to take molasses and put it on a chopstick and roll molasses on a chopstick. And that's how you practiced. All right, see the hat going red again? Now it's starting to get red. So if you ever want to know exactly what this feels like, take some molasses, put it at the end of a chopstick and roll it. See if you can keep it balanced. And that is very close to the consistency of doing this. So we got some glowing eyeballs there. I love it when they're glowing. All right, here we go. Gonna pop the mouth on. And there's a little happy mouth. So yeah, the red is coming back. We're going to put a hook on it. And finish this off. Then I'm going to make one more ghost for sure. I got to do it just out of plain glow in the dark. All right, so we're going to take that. The hook isn't a big deal. I take all this little tiny tubing and I cut it with a tile saw and slice it and dice it and put it on my ornaments. It just makes all the hooks universal. So it's not a mystery of what size it is anymore. Just have to smooth out the sides because the tile saw does kind of leave it a little jagged. Second, I gotta move it. Nope. Can't do it. All right, so this is how picky I am. The hook is not dead center on there. It is a little off to one side by a millimeter or two, so I gotta rip it off and redo it. Can't have that. No bueno. Does the heat affect the color ever? Yes, absolutely it does. Actually, we can do a really cool color color tutorial if you want to see something amazing. I can show you some pretty cool stuff that happens with colors. If you want. Totally trippy ideas with it. Alright, let's attach. This time a little more centered. There we go. It looked good? Yeah, well, it was a millimeter off. And notice it only took me like, what, a minute to fix it. So I'd rather fix it and not have it look, you know, off. Let me just go like this. Like that. Who wants to do color experiments? You guys want to learn about color? Who wants to learn about color and how cool you can get with color? There's a little red dot. Oh, wait. You guys want to see some different cool stuff you can do? All right. All right, let me finish 0. So 0's almost done. Gonna burn his tail off. And I'll show you some trippy stuff with color. Now he's all done. All right, I'm gonna grab some color. Give me 1 second. Can I look tight? Can you make it look like tie-dye glass? I'm about to show you that. It's funny you said that. Okay, we're gonna grab the glass real quick. Okay. we're gonna have a good time. We'll turn this into something too. Okay. So one of my favorite colors is a color called amber purple. And that is this color right here. Now it doesn't look like much, right? Doesn't look like anything, to be honest. We're going to take it and we're going to turn it into its color. So the flame chemistry plays a big part of it. Whether you make it with a lot of oxygen or a lot of propane. Yeah, amber purple. It's called amber purple. You're about to see why. So this is what it looks like before we start, okay? So here we go. And I'm just gonna, well, actually we'll make a leaf. We'll make it out of a leaf, okay? We'll make it into a leaf, not out of a leaf. We'll make it into a leaf. That way you'll see a lot of texture to it. Okay, so we're gonna blend, we're gonna make a little ball. Actually, we're going to do a pretty big one. Just going to gather it up a tiny bit more. Like that. So this is kind of my happy little accidents scenario. If you're new to watching me, one of my favorite idols of all time is Bob Ross. I love Bob Ross. All right, so see, we got all that clear. Doesn't look like much, okay? So we got that. we're going to take this leaf and we're going to smash it in here. This is a little leaf maker I made when I was pretty young in my career. We're going to smash it in there. It's going to leave an impression. And it's going to hopefully give me that little leafy look. So we pop it in there and smash it down like that. Still transparent. Oh, thank you. I'm just having fun. Okay. Now let's get it into a leaf shape. So we're going to grab it and pull it forward a little. So we're just going to bring it out and give it a little tiny bend. And now you can start to see a little bit of that color starting to come in. You can see a little bit of that amber taking effect. What did I do with my knife? Uh-oh. Seriously? Okay, got to go to knife number 2. I can't find my good one. All right, so we got that color. Now, I like adding a little bit of character to the leaf, so we're going to come along the edges and kind of indent it along. But you're going to start to see this color changing. And it's going to get a lot darker. And it's going to eventually, as we start working with it, going to start showing a purplish sheen or hue to it. But now you can see it just got a lot darker. I've been around this 31 years. That's the design of the color. It turned amber. Now you can see that really cool ambery color. Now we're going to change it again. So we're going to use a reducing flame, more propane out here, and we're going to heat it up just a little and let it cool off. Okay. Now you haven't seen the best part yet. I promise you at the end of this, in about 1 or 2 minutes or less, you're going to totally trip out. So all you do is heat it up, cool it down. I can make a mini sword. I'll bring the mini sword out right after this. And one more time. Okay, here we go. Can you see how ambery that is? Okay. This is where we're going to have fun. Nope. Nope, that one. Ready? I got to bring it in close. Thank you, L to the B, for the big shout outs. All right, see it? Now look at the color. Can you see the blues? The purple, blue, amber, purple, amber, purple. L to the B gets the big shout outs. L to the B. And then from the behind, amber, purple. Total trip, right? Now watch this. There's the back end. Same thing. Amber, purple. So that is why that is one of my favorite freaking colors to work with. All right, you ready for the best part? We're not even done yet. There is a chemical reaction in it, yes. The chemical reaction is, I'm presuming, silver-based. Thank you, Kevin. I'm assuming it has a lot of silver in it. Silver creates those type of colors. So I'm assuming the silver is the majority. I think there's another material called Argentium. Argentium? But I do not know the full chemical composition of it. My friend owns the company that produces that, and I've never really asked him. I'm sure he would tell me because he knows I'm not going to go blabbing too much about the ratios. But I think we could do it. He would tell me. All right, so the best part is, let's say I made that leaf and I completely messed it up and I didn't like how it came out. Yes, I could definitely make those into earrings, Taki, 100%. And I didn't like the color. There we are. Now it went back to clear. It's no longer amber purple. It's back to clear. So we got rid of the amber and the purple and went back to clear. So now it's back to normal. So I'm going to do a quick leaf though. We're going to go back to it one more time. Zero does not glow. No. It's glowing like a light bulb. Exactly. All right, let me get this done. I promise this won't take as long. Real quick. I can knock this leaf out in less than a minute. We'll get it done. And then I'll bring the little mini sword out. Okay, we're gonna smash it, dash it, and call it a day. Grab it, pull it, bend it. I can't see what I did with my good knife. I don't know where it went. I really like carving with that one a lot better. I'll find it somewhere. All right, here we go. So let me just put these ridges in. The music is from StreamBeats, and it is by Harris Heller, Senpai Gaming, Alpha Gaming. He's got some really cool music on here, and it's copyright free for streamers to use, which I superbly appreciate. The info's in my bio, or in the listing. All right, so we just went back to that ambery color. We're going to put a quick loop on it and call it done. So this will be a little necklace. No, TikTok doesn't have the music, just on YouTube right now. All right, so we're going to just put a little loop on it. This will make a cool pendant. In all honesty, it'd make a really cool pendant. And we're going to lock it down this way. Like that. And we're going to burn it off. Like so. Get off. So there is the little leafy pendant. Again, we got that ambery purple color. We can change it I'm going to come around this way. And there it is, blue. I hope you can see the blue in there. We're going to go custom. What the hell? We're going to throw some gold on the back. Okay, pay attention to the back. Okay, very normal looking. I hope I have enough gold left on here. So this is pure gold on this rod. I'm hoping I have a little bit left. And we're going to vaporize pure gold onto it. Oh, there's a little nugget right there. I see you. So we're going to vaporize pure gold onto it. The gold superheats to a gas, and it uses the flame as a conduit and flies right onto the leaf. So it transfers via the flame, essentially gold plating the item. All right, you ready to see the result? Now it's gold plated. And through the other side, it now has a reflection. So we're gonna do this again. There's the gold and the amber purple. Damn it, I can't get my arms to work good. Here, there we go. So there's the amber purple version. Then on the other side is gold plated. And that is pure gold. It is 0.999 pure. So magic. Lots of stuff. Okay, I promised someone that we would bring out the little dagger. So this is the baby dagger. Like that. Yeah, you can definitely order that. Those leaves are not expensive. Probably pay more in shipping than the cost of the leaf. So yeah, that's the little dragon dagger. I'll try and bring it up a little bit so you can see the head up close. So it's got the little teeth facing that way. Like that. That's the matte side, and then there is the shiny side. Then the blade. Blade is pretty thin. It's got a good curvature to it. How hot is the fire? 3,800 to 4,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Give or take a couple hundred degrees. Yeah, the gold-plated horns are kind of the fun stuff. So the nice thing about this particular piece of equipment, and if you have a torch, please don't do this at home, ever, unless you have this brand of torch. But if you've ever done welding or any type of work with torches, you'd know how impossible this is with a normal welding torch. Again, do not try this at home. Do not do it at home. Nothing. Okay? Only this particular brand of torch can do this. Okay? And if you know anything about welding torches, you know how impossible this is. So I wanted to show you one more version of that amber purple, but this one, someone was asking about tie-dye. So this is a double amber purple, but we're going to put it on white, and it's going to really create a tie-dye effect. No, it's not water-cooled. Not water-cooled at all. So the way this torch works is it's called a surface mix, meaning the gases are mixing as they exit the ports. Taki, yes, we can absolutely ship to Australia. It'll come DHL. I like using DHL for international. But yeah, we can definitely ship to Australia, no problem. The torch is called Glass Torch Technologies, or GTT. S Actor. Is it S Actor? I'm having a hard time with your name. My dyslexia is kicking my butt with that name. Thank you. I'm glad they turned you on too. So we're going to do, yeah, we can definitely ship to Canada, 100%. I can ship anywhere it is legal to ship, anywhere in the world. And when we do giveaways, I don't care where you're located. I will ship anywhere in the world if you win. I don't limit it to specific countries. So, all right, so we're making a little bit of a white section here. We're going to flatten it a tiny bit. Then we're going to add this double amber purple on here. And we're going to create that tie-dye effect. Sue Actor. Okay. Thank you for helping me on that. Mr. Fritz is actually doing good. Is he howling at the moon? Kind of. Yeah, he is a little bit anxious tonight. I don't know what has been going on. He's been having the farts like crazy. I definitely do giveaways, yes. Christoph has been doing good. He's actually awesome. All right, so here we go. This is what it looks like before we get started. Okay, this one's got definitely some texture to it for color. So here we go. We're gonna attach it. This one gets darker a lot faster. But being backed by the light color here, it'll show up really well. It's going to give that tie-dye effect. Now, if I did it on black, it'll create a whole different color. Oh my God, Sissy's Cook, how are ya? So we're going to come through. Actually, we'll create a little flower off this. We'll make a cheap little flower. So if I got glass blowers in here that are new or inexperienced, I'm going to show you how to make a little flower. This is like the easiest flower to make ever. Super easy. Okay. This is a glass blowing lesson. So we got a little bit of a acorn shape. Okay. I don't do any in-person classes. I used to, but I don't right now. My space is very limited. What country am I in? USA. All right, so we're going to flatten this out now. Okay, we're going to smush it down. Okay, smush it down. Why do I look like Guy Fieri? The question should be, why does Guy Fieri look like me? That's what you should be asking. All right, so we got a little disc. And we're going to take it, and we're going to take regular needle nose pliers, okay? Super easy. Regular needle nose. And you're just going to go around smashing it with the needle nose pliers. Two reasons why. A, it's going to leave a little bit of a groove and impression in there. And it's going to kind of simulate those petals all the way around. Sometimes you may have to reheat it, depending on your glass. So now we kind of smashed it around. You can kind of see left little impressions. So you can do several different versions of flowers off this. Oh, that's what's been stabbing me. So everybody asks if I get burned. No, I get cuts. See that little sharp edge right there? Those things are called witch's fingernails, and they hurt like hell. They cut you. And that's what I've been feeling all night. Damn thing's been stabbing me. Okay, so we're going to take this flower and bend it around now. So you can do this two ways. Let me just do it this way. So you can take those and start bending sections and turning it into kind of like a little loopy bowl shape. And you can keep doing that all the way around. But what I like to do is take the longest end that you have, gonna grip it, heat from the bottom, not in the middle, from the bottom. And then give it a little bit of a pull. Like that. So you create a little bit of a flower section, but I kind of like to create little divots in it, give it a little bit more character. So you'll take your carbon tool, you'll come in and you'll just kind of bend it in. It kind of gives a little bit of an iris look. See the one side that's got the bends versus the other side that doesn't? I think it just gives it way more character. Now you can give it a little bit of a push wherever you want, get it more round if you want. There. So now we got a little bit of a, kind of more of a flowery section. But again, that's that color that I was saying is the double amber purple, like that. No, the room isn't hot at all. I don't know if you can see the cold air coming off my breath. No, not really. It's there. All right, so remember I was saying with amber purple? Watch this. See the colors? Bouncing off there. See how it's all blue? And then there's the back end. So yeah, it totally changes. This is a tie-dye look. We'll save that for later. I'll do something with it, attach a hummingbird to it or something. Yeah, kind of like a galaxy. Something like that. Yeah, I think galaxy-ish. And I might actually have a galaxy. Let me see if I do. Hold on 1 second. Let me see. I might have one. Galaxy marble. Yeah, I have no idea where my galaxy marble went. But anyway, this is that color deep inside. So you can change that color and make it kind of look like one of those vortex ones. So from the side, it looks really shallow, but then you have that really deep, deep, dark look to it, which makes it really cool. Yeah, I don't know where my galaxy marble went. is somewhere. I got stuff floating all over the place. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you. And then these are the last two pieces I'll show off right now. Not show off, but show you. Thank you, Kelly. Becca, thank you. Thank you. Michelle, thank you for all that. Thank you for the 5 gift memberships. All right, so this looks kind of blah, right? Watch this. I should probably turn it down a notch. So that same color I was working with, the amber purple, watch. See the colors bouncing through? So that's kind of how that changes. And same with this one. You can see all the amber purple running through their tie-dye. Actually, I don't want to do that. A little safety would be good. And this is the tie-dye effect that I was saying earlier you could get with that amber purple color. I wish that light would show correctly, but yeah. Definitely a cool issue like that. Thank you for all the memberships. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. That was awesome. You have no idea how much I appreciate that. How much resistance does it give? Like clay? No, not at all like clay. It's completely opposite of clay. I think it's more like bubble gum. Have you ever taken bubble gum? Like that. It's about the same as bubble gum. Very, very close to that. Not much resistance at all. So let's do a quick resistance test. Ready? Let's do it. We're going to kick on the big fire. We're going to use as much as we can for flame. I'm going to show you what happens here. So there is a stage of resistance where it does feel like clay, but mostly it is bubble gum. Okay, we're gonna do a large piece of it here. We're gonna take a large section and heat it up. God, this fire feels good because it's cold out right now. So this is pulling a point. Okay. And I mean, it is just bendy gooey everywhere. You could literally have fun with it that way. But right about now, it is starting to feel like clay. And now I can't barely bend it. It's done. It is completely done. So it goes from bubblegum to clay that fast. But I got to tell you, bending that stuff like that is a hell of a lot of fun. It really is. Okay, let's add a bunch of this double amber purple on here with white and amber purple. Let's create a tie-dye. You guys want to see a tie-dye ornament? Let's do a tie-dye. Who wants to do tie-dye? I do. We're going to make tie-dye ornament. Now, normally I can only get like 3 or 4 colors in there, because once you start adding too much, it turns into, it gets too muddy. Too many colors is bad. I sound like South Park. It's bad, okay? All right, so we're going to wrap it in a lot of white right now. Yeah, we're going to do some tie-dye look. So we're going to spiral a bunch of color on here. I'm going to grab it and just wrap it around. Coil it all over the place. So that is called a spin trail. And a spin trail is one of the fastest ways you can apply color. It's super fast. Learning that took me a little while. But once you get it, it is really fun to pop on there. You can see how everything just kind of spiraled on there super fast. Then we're going to take, let's do some red. We're going to add some red in there. Let's do some red in it. We're going to spin trail some red and some double amber purple. No, I don't do Prince Rupert's drop. I don't want to be responsible if someone blows it up and it gets in their eyeball, because those little shards are super dangerous. And the whole point of the Prince Rupert's drop is to watch it blow up. And I'm not going to do that. I do not want to be responsible for someone getting hurt. Now, unfortunately, this is that red, so it's not going to show red right away. You'll see a little hint of it, but it's not going to be completely red. So we have enough people on here, both TikTok and YouTube. So I think, how am I going to do this? We'll give this away on Friday. If you're watching right now, Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, okay? We're going to give this ornament away that we're making right now. So make sure you log in. We're going to give this one away. So we're going to go through, we're going to make it, and then we'll do a giveaway. Are there any colors that go completely clear when heated? Yeah, red definitely does. So 5 p.m. Friday, Pacific Standard Time. By then, I'll figure out how to do the giveaway a little better. I'll figure out a better method for it. But we'll give this, the guy we're making right now, we'll give it away on Friday. 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And again, I don't care what country you're from. If you are from a country outside of the U.S. and you win, I will ship it to you. There's no limits on where you're from. Yep, I'll ship to Fiji. I'll ship anywhere. Anywhere it's legal. Yeah, 100%. I'm not going to limit someone by their region. That would be terrible. I would feel bad about that. All right, so we got a lot of colors spinning through this. Kind of looks like a awful hot dog right now. We're going to take some clear and we're going to stripe all the way down. Yeah, this is going to be an ornament. I wouldn't give that other portion away. That would be scary. What's up, Jingles? Because I wouldn't want an underage person getting it. That'd get me in a lot of trouble. All right, let's put some stripes down here. So this is going to lock all those rings in place. Because they are just sitting on the surface of the tube, how you doing, Jingles? I need to lock it in place. And what I mean by that is the little rings can pop off. They're not fused all the way into the tube. So this kind of locks them all in place. All right, there we are. So now we got all those stripes running all the way down. And we're going to create that tie-dye effect by doing, oh man, I got another, see, there's another one of those little stabby things. So I was, oh, I got to get rid of that. That's going to stab me. I know that one will cut me. There we go. Yeah, that one was big. All right, so now we're going to do what I call finger painting. Finger painting is the process of just melting the glass using a clear glass rod like a finger and swirling all the colors around. Now, I like making little tiny spirals in it. I just love spirals. I love the space and universe and galaxies. So I try and emulate a lot of that in my process here. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Oops, don't you break on me. See all those little spirals in there? Versus that to that. So we're going to coat that all the way around doing that. And that's going to create a tie-dye effect in it. And we're going to actually spin it up a little bit beyond that too. But if you ever do a glass experience with me, I promise you'll be doing this. And this is the most fun you can ever have in glass. There's nothing more fun than taking all these little spirals or lines and creating mini little spirals. It is hecka fun. You kind of get lost in it. You're on acid. Looks. Don't trip out too much, please. All right, so we're going to go all the way around. We're going to create that. Just kind of blending all the way around. And again, we're going to do a giveaway on this Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think today's Wednesday, right? Is today Wednesday? I hope it is. I'll post a video. I'll do a short on here, and I'll post a video on TikTok for it too. Thursday there? Okay, yeah, I'll say it might be Thursday some places. All right. Well, I lose track of my days. Everything kind of blends together for me. Because I don't take weekends off. I'm always working. I got a little bit of a gap there, but now you can see most of it is pretty blended except for that section right there. You can still see some of those lines in between there. So I'm going to blend that up. And then we're going to start forming this up. This thing is really thick. My fuel bill is not bad, actually. Yeah, my fuel bill is not bad at all. All right, so we're going to take the front, we're going to spin it up. And we're going to create a little bit of a spiral right at the front. And this is going to definitely create that tie-dye effect. Pull it down. There we go. See, stuff doesn't want to break. Everybody thinks glass is so fragile. It takes a lot to get it doing that. Yeah, I'm just saying, Taki, right now, whatever time it is there, I'm just saying right now it's Wednesday for me. So 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll be doing a giveaway. And everybody's eligible. Everybody's eligible. All right, so we've got it all blended. While I'm melting this, I'm going to show you what my glasses do. There we go. So that is what my glasses look like, how they filter everything out. Hopefully you can kind of see the effect. I should probably clean that lens versus that. So that is how my glasses react to the flame. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. That is correct. So we're just going to heat it up, and then we're going to blow it open a little bit. And we're going to keep that tie-dye effect in it. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to flatten the surface, and that is going to give it more color. When it's round, it's stretching all the color out. I stretched it out. I'm going to shrink it back in. It's pulling all those long lines and tightening it up, creating that tie-dye effect. Yeah, you can definitely buy local. Okay, here we go. We're going to flatten it out a little bit. So again, when I blew it out, it stretched all the color out. When I shrunk it back in, it tightened everything back up. So those lines came back in, and it creates a much better tie-dye effect to it. And I think we're good. We're good there. Nope. I don't know why. I got a damn wobble right there. Now, the longer this sits in the kiln, the better it's going to be color-wise. This is 31 freaking years. I can't believe it. I'm 40 minutes north of Seattle. I got all my inspiration to teach and talk about this is from Bob Ross. I grew up watching Bob Ross. I love Bob Ross. Everybody that knows me knows that. In fact, Dragonfly sent me a Bob Ross toaster. So now I have Bob Ross toast. I am lucky. I have Bob Ross toast. That's a hell of a way to wake up, right? Yeah, Bob Ross was a legend. Oh, see that? That's how cold it is out here. Can you see the air? Yeah. I am going to have another Bob Ross night, yes. Uh-oh. It just went wobbly on me. Hold on. It got deformed. Hold on one second. I got to fix this. So now I'm hoping you can kind of see a little spiral happening in there with the tie-dye effect. There it goes. Now you can see a little bit of that effect going on. Do I want my students to be like me? No, I want them to be better than me. I would much prefer someone to kick my butt in this. That would be awesome. You always want people that you teach to be better. I have roasted the marshmallow, yes. We could probably do that. Bring the toast and marshmallow out. Thank you, Lucky Lex. I love spirals, too. All right, so now we're going to burn off the back end here. Yeah, I love his painting, the way he did things. Yeah, a couple inspirations for me were definitely Bob Ross, Da Vinci, and Van Gogh were some of the paintings that I really like. And another one a lot of people don't know, Seurat. He did, I always forget the name of the painting because I'm crazy with that. But he did a little painting with dots. He was specialized in dots. And he did an entire painting out of dots that I really love. It's like women with umbrellas in a park. I love that painting. And his name was Seurat. Seurat the Dot. I love that painting. I have a copy of it hanging in my office. A print of it, I should say, not a copy. All right, so we're spinning all that up. And for those of you, yes, so I learned from, that's called pointillism. Yes, whatever it is, it's awesome. So I learned from my mother. My mom started this profession when I was 2. And I grew up with this. So I was very lucky to have had that as a beneficiary to be able to grow up and learn about all this. Okay, we're pulling this down. So now we got this here. We have to flatten it out. And here we go. I like to have everything kind of shaped like a peppermint candy. I think it makes the ornament a heck of a lot stronger than the original ball shape. And you can do some really cool stuff with this. I don't want to be normal. I know it did look like an acorn. It also looked like a top. I actually do have some ornaments I did that were tops. They looked really cool. Okay, now we flattened it out. Can you memorialize a 0 ornament with my dogs? Yes, we can definitely do that. Callie, 100% we could do that. Anything I make, I can add the ashes into, 1000%. This has been my living for 31 years. I have been doing this full time for 31 years. Okay, I'm a little sad. I lost my glass I was looking for. My bench is a mess. I got to clean it back up. All right, let's put a hook on this and I'll show you exactly. Seurat painting, possibly called Sunday Afternoon. Yes, that's it. I love that painting. I have, like I said, the print sitting in my office. I always forget the name, but I love Seurat's work just because it was different. Okay, let's put a hook on this. Again, we are giving this away Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are going to give this little guy away. I don't care what country you're from. I will ship it anywhere in the world. If it's going outside the U.S., it may take a little while to get there, but we will ship it. In fact, in the U.S., it might take a while, the way USPS has been. Okay, let's grab this here. Straighten it out. A little bit crooked. Let's straighten it out just a little bit. There we go. What's up? How you doing? How's everyone doing? You guys having a good evening so far? I hope so. Everybody having a good evening? It's your birthday on Sunday? Well, happy early birthday. What's up, Penthouse? Okay, there is one section. Now, this isn't going to look like much right now. Just wait. So there's the darker section right now. And now we're going to do the flashlight. So this is when everything changes. I'm going to come off to the side. So this side isn't quite there yet. Okay, it will definitely change color. Okay, now check this out. See how it's all starting to tie-dye in there? Now we're going to change the color with the flame real quick. My mom told me to play with fire. So we're going to heat it up, cool it down. Heat it up, cool it down. And those colors are going to start coming out. We're going to bring them out via the flame. And that is a true fact. My mom did tell me to play with fire. So we're going to let it cool off. You see that back end starting to get there? Heat it up, cool it off. Heat it up, cool it off. And we're going to start getting some really cool colors coming through. One more time here. So now we got some colors starting to show up, but this side definitely starting to pop out. I'll try the light one more time. We'll see if it, I don't even know if it did it really well, but you can start to see the pattern, that tie-dye effect. This side really is taking effect now. So we're going to run it through the kiln. We're going to let it soak up and do all that fun stuff in there. And as a reminder, that will be given away Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you would like to participate, just show up, and you are welcome to show up and participate in it. Okay, got to knock out a quick hummingbird. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're going to do a quick hummingbird. I'm going to use the amber purple here for it, too. I want to give this away to my neighbor. She's been helping take care of my mom a little bit. So she comes over and visits all the time. So I make her little ornaments and gifts every once in a while. So we're going to make her a quick hummingbird. Yeah, we definitely make marbles. Lots of marbles. Tons of marbles. Yeah, we go through marble mania. Okay, so hummingbird won't take long. It's going to be 6-7 minutes start to finish, so it won't be that bad. We're going to roll the body in the frit here. Create that little white base to it. That's little speckled glass. Multiple marbles a week. I know, right? Right, Lucky Lex? By the way, if you're not following Lucky Lex on TikTok, you should be following her. She does amazing stained glass, polymer clay, amazing stuff. Dragonfly Creation and Groves Glass Gallery are also glass blowing. They are in their learning stages, and you get to follow someone that is learning, which is amazing. You get to watch them progress. And that by itself is valuable. Yeah, I'm hoping Mom, I hope she feels a little better. She was a little off today. So, like I said, she has suffered through 6 strokes. So it's been tough for her. But I'm just happy that she lived through 6 of them. And she's doing good. I mean, it's a good thing. All right, here we go. We're going to pull this down. That she's pretty good for having 6 strokes, I got to tell you. So we got a little tail section right there. And we're going to add this amber purple. Like I said, we're going to do that. Let's pull this down a little. We'll use a small flame. And here we go. I don't like using any tools for my birds or some other things. I like to freehand it. There's nothing wrong with using a tool to try and make tails and wings and stuff. I just like to freehand it though. Now we got a little tail. So that's the tail for the bird. We got to change directions here. Little attachment, we'll put the head on. Actually, you know what? We're gonna make a combo here. Remember the flower we did earlier? We're gonna attach this bird to that flower, and I'll give it to the neighbor. That way. We're gonna put the little bird on that flower. Okay, let's put the hook on here. And there we go. Just like that. It is a little wonky though. Gotta fix it. There we go. All right, let's make some wings. It's like one of my favorite. I love wings. Love making wings. No, the hands do not get burnt. So glass doesn't transfer heat like metal at all. Glass is a great insulator, horrible conductor. Like back in the day, like in the 70s, even a little bit in the 80s, they used a lot of glass rods. They were square shaped. And they would use them to separate electronic boards with transistors and tubes, like tube TVs. They would use them to keep the board separate because glass did not conduct a whole lot of stuff to it. So glass was very functional for that back in the day. There we are. So now we got wing number 1. Let's get wing number 2 done. There we go. Had to make sure they were balanced. I really appreciate that, Euro. And you know what? Everybody, thank you for making my night and everything good. I really appreciate everyone. I never anticipated it would be this much fun, but it really, really is. Everything, you guys, the audience right now makes my life so much better. You really do. Because you have no idea how isolated it is out in my studio. There's no one out here but me and Fritz. And it can get socially a little bit of a problem if you're out here by yourself all the time. All right, let me put the eyeballs on here. Being able to interact with people is 100% awesome. And I love sharing the process. I do sell my pieces. All right, so there is the hummingbird. Now, we don't have the color fully struck yet, but we're going to grab that flower we did earlier. Couldn't figure out what the hell to do with. I don't know how I want to park it on there. Let me put this in the kiln. I think I need to reverse the sides. Uh-oh. That sounded like a crack. And yep, it cracked. I'm going to have to fuse that together real quick. It definitely did a big crack in there. Okay, all fixed up. Let's park that hummingbird on the flower. It's a tiny flower for it, but it's okay. We will park it together right there, fuse it. Okay, there we are. Yeah, it was a little cold. So we got the little flower on the bird. So just a little flower with a bird. I actually don't like the way it's looking. We got to add a vine to it. It's too plain. Let's put a little vine on it. This is 31 years. I'm just going to add a quick vine to the bottom. We'll reattach to that tail. And I'll fold up some glass here. Give it a little spiral vine, something to give it some character. That looks a lot better. Doesn't that look better? No, no leaf. I don't want to put too much on there, but it just has a little bit of a tiny little vine on there. I think it looks better with that, just to give it a little character. Yeah, too many items on there, and you end up creating a lot of breaking points. So if you put leaves and everything, there's a spot, you know, that leaf has a chance to get caught up on something. So not adding too much is a good idea. So there. I like it a lot better. It needed that. Okay. I definitely have to call it a night. But don't forget, we are giveaway of the ornament, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Don't forget to be there. I don't know how I'm going to do the giveaway, but I'll figure it out. But we're doing a giveaway, so don't be afraid to do that. Send me a message. I can definitely help you out as a beginner. Yeah, keep watching my channel. I always explain things. Always. So if you watch the channel a lot, you'll pick up a lot, I promise. And if you have a certain spot that you're having a trouble with, a lot of times I can help you with that. Yep, I will be on tomorrow for sure. 5 p.m. Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Friday. We're doing a ornament giveaway. So if we get enough people, I might do a couple, but it depends on how many people we have on there. So let me sign off on TikTok. TikTok, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Lucky Lex, everybody, thank you for mods. Red Squeak, appreciate you. I'll see you soon. Talkie. All right, we're signed off there. YouTube, you guys have been an absolute pleasure to be with. I really appreciate you. YouTube, you have been awesome. Everybody, thank you for making my night so cool. I appreciate you. And Beth and Lucky Lex and everybody, thank you for modding. Couple people on here, probably going to pick up 1 or 2 more mods, so we'll see. But thank you for helping me out and hanging with me. I really appreciate it. Have a good night, y'all.